Love is possibly one of the most important aspects of a person's life. The people who love you and you love back can be your biggest supporters in your toughest times, or quite literally be the reason you have your toughest time. Now, there's a difference between people you love or being in a relationship with someone. You should love the person you are in a relationship with, but you can't be in a relationship with everyone you love. Look, for context, I've been single for all my life and I'm pretty much okay with it. Being that way, I see all these people around me with good, healthy love lives, but I don't know, I just prefer peace to be by myself. It's just so peaceful. Well, you can just say, you need excuses. You don't have the courage to go out of your comfort zone. Well, maybe that is the truth. I love my comfort zone and there isn't anything wrong with loving your comfort zone. But with that, if you find peace in this hectic world which is always asking for your attention, all this is a person can find some times for themselves, then you're doing a pretty good job and I'm proud of you, son. You know what? I will go even deeper in my take. I will say that personal peace is a man's greatest accomplishment. Now look, by this, I don't want to say that I am a complete goofball and have no idea about romance. There have been some times where I will literally actually look at a person and be completely mesmerized. And what do I do then, you ask? Walk away without even making an eye contact. Well, you can say that. Don't confuse comfort zone with self-loathing, because every single time I go on a social media platform, I see posts about all these couples and romantic lovers. And my single eye be looking at them and I'm just, maybe something is wrong with me. Maybe I should put more effort into buying a nice shampoo so I can find a girlfriend too. But I think I'm good. I'm alright. Life is good. Let me tell you a story from my college. So it was first year, my final exams. And in my college, it was a rule that your exam center will not be in your college, but some random school in your city. Look, for context, I live in a rural town. I help my mother with her little dairy. I milk the cows and I deliver the milk door to door. Also, the cows have little calves. Very cute. Look at this one. So I realized the first problem that I never went to a different city, except the day when my dad genocided a goat and we had to take the goat to the hospital. But I was a kid at that time. But good news, 6 of my friends studied in the same college and they got the same exam center in the same school. So I contacted them and now I have friends to go with. Now our exam went for 15 days, very important for the story. We all stayed in a local hostel in the city together, and the first day we were just going from our hostel way to the exam center. Days passed by. On the last day, when we were coming back from our exam center to our hostel to pack our stuff up and go back to our village, I see a sweet shop, and that sweet shop was very well renowned for its sweets. So I just think, maybe I should buy some pastry for my mother. Now the fact that it was a very well renowned pastry shop, the line was long. It was very long. It took me about 25 minutes to get to the counter. And when I get to the counter, I see a pretty girl. She was on the counter and now I selected the sweets and she starts making bill. Now all my friends also gave me money to buy pastries for them and they went to hostel to pack stuff up and there were a lot of pastries. So I asked them if they can deliver our pastries to our hostel and the girl replied sure, and she started taking our basic info like my name and address, and at last she asked, can I get your number, please? I don't know where my brain was at the moment, but my subconscious ape reflexes kicked in, and I replied, I don't know. Why don't you give me yours? There was a pin-dropped silence in the whole shop. There were 10 people behind me in the line, and her co-workers just staring at me. And after like 10 seconds, she started laughing. And by that, I mean she couldn't just stop laughing. And seeing her laugh like crazy, even I started laughing. And we went on for 2 straight minutes, simply because we just couldn't stop laughing. 10 people behind me in the line, all our co-workers, even our manager came out of his office. Yes, that's how loud we laughed. Apparently for no reason. I don't know what was going through our minds, but we just couldn't stop. And after 2 minutes, we stopped laughing. And now, if you're wondering, well, you asked her number. She laughed. She was pretty. What did she say? Well, apparently, she was married. But that's not the point. How we just bonded with just one sentence. We proceeded with the checkout normally. I bowed and I apologized. She and her manager said it was alright. The manager, the guy who was just staring at us all this time, was her husband. Wow. It was pretty chill too. They ran the shop together, sweet couples. They even gave me an extra pastry after that, which I was like, wow, that's so cool. Nowadays when I go to the city, I always visit their shop. I try to help them there and they give me free pastries and juice. They're a pretty nice couple. They remind me of Jim and Pam from the office. Well, I also have their Instagram now, and she sends me memes on a daily basis. Like, look at that. Can anyone explain me in the comments what this is? Because what is that? Well, that's gonna be it for today. Comment down if you have similar experiences, and hope to see you in the next one.